everybody. I'm Katie.
I'm Becky, and this is Live, Laugh, Lorcana.
So what's going on, Becky?
We went to a tournament yesterday.
Yes, we did. At SCG Con, Star City Games Con came to Pittsburgh. They had a big convention in our convention center in Pittsburgh. And I think Magic and Flesh and Blood were the main events, but they did have a Lorcana 1K on Saturday and another Lorcana 1K on Sunday.
Yes. I made some rounds, and they seemed to be playing everything. All the games were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like One Piece and the Pokemon.
That's weird. I didn't see either of those advertised.
Maybe they were just some people playing them.
Yeah, maybe because I know like Schaefer was like just teaching a friend he met there, like Flesh and Blood. So
Nice. That's cool. Do we want to talk about our tournament experience?
yeah, let's just deep dive into all of it and start like Becky. This was your first like 1K, first competitive event for any trading card game. What did you do to prepare?
I went back through my deck and looked at all my other cards. Well, because I don't really make tweaks to my deck all that often. I'll like make a deck and then I play that for a while until I have an idea for something else. So I looked through my binder and just checked to see if I had anything that I thought might work better. So I made a couple tweaks and then I uploaded my deck list, and that was it.
Nice. Yes, that's one thing that's different about competitive events is you usually have to submit a deck list ahead of time.
Yes, and you saw my deck list. And what were your initial thoughts?
My thoughts were, Becky, why didn't you talk to me? I could have lent you so much.
I am playing a Sapphire Amber. I call it a princess deck. It's not only princesses, but that's like kind of the synergy I'm going for.
Yeah, well, because I looked at it and there were so many like good cards, like Baby Lilo, you had one of, because I know that's all you have, but like I had four that I'm not using any of them that day, so I couldn't let you stuff.
Yeah. Well, I also going into it didn't think I had a chance of winning any games. Like absolutely not. So I was like, I'm not gonna bother. Um After playing though, I regret not doing that. I think I could have done not well, but like better.
Definitely.
I have some things I would have swapped out looking back.
Do you want to hear how I prepared?
Yes.
To contrast. So about 2 weeks out, I chose my deck. So what I did was I got the list from a bunch of 1Ks, in like the list from Miami, and I played a bunch of games. And it's like, yeah, Steel Amber's the best deck, but I hate playing it. And I only had two Carefree Surfer Stitches, which is one of the better cards in it. And like Ruby Amethyst, of course, also a great deck, not fun to play. Emerald Steel was like good, and I actually enjoyed playing it. So that's what I ended up choosing. I took the list right from the Miami top eight. And then over the course of those 2 weeks, I played, I would say 30 to 40 games on that deck list.
Or like with people or on Pixelborn?
I took it to league several times. I played at the kitchen table with my husband and, yes, supplemented with Pixelborn.
Wow.
And I think I ended up changing about 5 cards from the list I net decked.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's how I prepared. So going into the actual event, walk us through it.
Okay. So I am glad. First of all, I'm so glad I knew people there because I walked in and there was like nothing, like no directional signs, no anything to tell you what to do, like if you're there for something. So I truly had no idea what to do. And I walked in and like I saw the vendor booths and like there's tons of people playing everywhere. And I was just like, I don't know where to go or what to do or anything. So I just kind of waited till I saw somebody I recognized.
That's actually such a great point because like yeah, I went in like I found Jen and Stephanie, I found you, we found Amber, so we had a bunch of friends there. And at one point Jen was like, "Okay, we have to go over here." And I followed her and I still don't know how she knew where to go.
Right?
I don't know.
Like if I walked in there like first time going to a tournament and like I probably would have left because I'm like, I have no idea what to do here. Like
Oh, really? Wow.
I don't know, I was like really intimidated. And again, like there's not signs, there's no signage, there was nothing. Like I had no idea because your rounds, like who you were playing and where were posted on melee.gg. But I don't know. I like expected there to be like a something, anything signage.
I've been to a lot of these SCG cons, and usually there's like an announcement like, oh, the Lorcana 1K is starting, meet at this sign or something. But I was talking to people, so maybe I missed that announcement. I don't know.
Well, I heard like announcements going over a loudspeaker, but like I could not understand them at all. It was like muffled high school principal, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm glad I knew people.
So we eventually found our spot for our first round. And who are you matched with round
I was
one?
matched with you. I was matched with Katie round one, which was really exciting. And honestly, like no best case scenario, honestly. Because this is my first time. So I was nervous and I'm comfortable with Katie. And so it was just like a really great introduction into it, I thought.
Yeah, and after you sat down, the first thing that happened was they told us rules, which again, I could not hear.
Yeah, I did hear them. And they specified that you do like pen and paper, can only write down lore totals. They specified to keep your hand out of your inkwell, like your card deck hands. Apparently, they were having an issue with that. Pretty common.
That's been a big thing where people will put their hand down for a second and then get it mixed up with their inkwell.
Why you need two hands for anything? No.
Well, if you have to like shuffle something back into your deck, like
Oh, that's legitimate.
yeah.
But I mean, I'll get to this, but I was playing somebody and he would like put his deck down to like do stuff, just like card movement and stuff. I'm like, you probably don't need to do that.
Oh yeah, that seems unnecessary. I know I'll put my hand down if I do like develop your brain or like be our guest something where you look at the top four and put one in your hand, then I have to put my hand down.
That's legit.
Some people I know will have like a coin and they'll put the coin on top of their hands to keep track.
Yeah. I keep my ink kind of spread out, like the cards are individual, and when I put my hand down, I think just like as one stack away from it.
Oh, interesting. When I put my hand down, I'll put it on like the top left of my mat, which is like so far from my inkwell. I would just never get them mixed up.
Oh, that's a good idea. But anyway, so they gave rules, how you can call for a judge, all that stuff. And then Katie and I played, and I have our results here.
Ooh.
Just to reiterate, Katie's playing Steel Emerald. Is there a name for that deck? You called it a wheel. Does that mean anything?
Emerald Steel Wheel. Wheel is a magic term that is similar to a whole new world, where it's like both players discard their whole hand and then draw 7 new cards.
Not a mill deck, though.
No, it's not a mill deck. The idea would be that I'm supposed to play out my hand really quickly and then have a character sing a whole new world. So I refresh my hand because I am supposed to be kind of an aggro deck because of the emerald. My whole new world, I ended up cutting down to 2. Some people go as high as 4. I almost always regret casting a whole new world because it's like they get 7 new cards too. And some decks can do a lot more with 7 cards than mine can do. So
totally legitimate. You are not the only Steel Emerald I played against. And the whole new world is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. It's a high risk scenario, I think.
Absolutely. And then I was playing my mid-range Amber Sapphire Princess deck. But anyway, first game, exceptionally close. Final score, Becky 19, Katie 20. Very close game.
Very close game.
Game 2, Katie 0, Becky 20. Pooped on you.
Is that true? Is that really what happened?
You got no lore that game.
Is that really? Okay.
It's really what happened.
Are you sure you didn't stop keeping lore track? No, I believe you.
Yeah, believe me. Game 3, Becky 5, Katie 20. So I feel like I don't know, like you did exceptionally well one game, I did exceptionally well one game, and then we kind of like were close another game. I was really pleased with. I was very shocked that I did as well as I did.
You did very good. And that's why, like, I feel like if we had tweaked your deck, you would have done very well. Because most of the decks right now are slow. I don't run one drops. I don't run a single one drop in my deck. So a lot of the games when like best of three, I won two and lost one. The one I lost is because I missed my two drop as well. That's what happened in the game where you smoked me, is I missed my one and two drop, and you had a very, very aggressive start.
That's kind of well, I noticed after the first game we played that I'm very aggressive in the beginning and then I fall off significantly. Whereas you're the opposite. Like if you can get to your 5 drop, like I can't come back from it. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so if we had like just juiced up your aggro side a little bit, I feel like you done very well today.
Can you tell me you were proud of me though?
I was so proud of you. I did. I said on the Discord, but I maybe forgot to say it now. I was like really proud of you because like you didn't look at top 8 decks. You didn't net deck. You just put together what you had and what you felt like playing. And it was a legit deck that did pretty well.
Yay! You didn't know I had it in me.
I didn't. I was like, Becky just took a game from me. Like, I'm shocked. I was shocked. I'm sorry. I was shocked.
That's okay. But yeah, I was pretty excited about that. And so that gave me actually a lot of confidence going into my next one. And so game 2, I actually was also against an Emerald Steel.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
And here, I'll just tell you how it went.
I'm saying weird because I didn't play the mirror once. It's weird you encountered.
His was, a lot of Tinkerbells, a lot of Cuscos. That was kind of what he seemed to be doing. But first game, I had 11. He had 20. Second game, he had 17. I had 20. Third game, I had 5. He had 20. I was on the board every time. And I won one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know. And I ended up winning that one because he got stuck with a whole new world. That's all he had in his hand was 2 whole new worlds.
I have had that exact same situation. That's why when I was like practicing leading up to the event, I kept cutting them down and I ended up on only 2.
Yeah, I get it. Situationally, for sure. What did you play round 3 or 2? Sorry. What did you play game 2?
Oh, I can't remember the order. Can I just say everything I played?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I ended up playing 3 Ruby Amethysts, 2 of which I won. I played 1 Amber Steel, which is a very hard matchup for me, to be honest. Me personally, I think, because I'm bad at it. I lost, but I did pick 1 game up. And then I also played against Ruby Emerald Evasive. Very interesting.
Oh, nice. That's fun. I don't think I've ever played against a Ruby Emerald Evasive, like recently. Love that. I love seeing like an OG starter deck color combo. I don't know.
Yeah. And it was against a woman too. We were both excited to be playing another woman, so that was fun.
Oh, nice.
And I ended up going 4-2 overall.
A very respectable score. Because you placed 9th, and number 8 and even number 7 as well also went 4-2.
Yep. Yeah. I bubbled, as they say, because 3 of us went 4-2 and the other 2 people made it into the top 8.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's why it is kind of funny because they showed the tiebreakers and it was opponents' match wins. So how many wins our opponents picked up? You should have stayed and kept trying to win.
Yeah, well, my third round was a bye, and I was going to play 3 and drop. And then, so I just dropped after my bye.
Mm-hmm. So you played 1 game that wasn't against me.
3 games. Hello.
Oh, right. Best of 3. 1 match that wasn't against me.
And you know what? It wasn't nearly as fun as playing with you.
Can we talk vibes? What did you, because I think that's a thing new people are worried about for their first competitive event. What was the vibe of your opponent and the people around you?
So it was more casual than I anticipated. Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, a lot, there was 44 people in our 1K. And I feel like we knew a lot of them just from league and stuff because
Hmm.
we're local. So I thought that was kind of nice. Like, our first round when we were playing each other, a guy from our league was sitting next to us, and his opponent was a no-show, but he just like hung out and watched us play and like was talking to us and stuff. And I thought that was kind of neat. It was way
Hmm.
more chill than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I would agree. I think overall, almost everyone I played was really chill and relaxed and, having a good time. It is, I don't want to say just a 1K, but like obviously there are bigger tournaments than that.
Yeah. Well, I thought, $1,000 is like a lot of money for playing a card game, I thought. So for spending
That's
a
true.
day playing cards. So I thought it was very relaxed. Oh, did you count the women at our 44 person?
I didn't count, no.
I did. 7 or 8. 7 or 8. I don't know if I included myself.
7 or 8. Okay, that's not great. Not great, but not bad.
I was taking a turn about the convention, and I noticed that of the games, I thought Flesh and Blood seemed to have a lot of women. Magic, no.
I listened to a lot of content about Flesh and Blood and the women in Flesh and Blood, and there are actually a lot more women than other games, especially Magic, which is interesting because, as you pointed out, it's an exceptionally gory game at times. Like some of the
Yeah,
cards, I have a hard time looking at, but yeah, they do have a lot of women.
yeah. I mean, like I don't mind gore, but I do think it's sorry to get a little philosophical. Do you think that is because Magic is so much more long standing that it's more of like a boys' club?
I think that's exactly it. Actually, because Fab is a new game, I think there was a lot more accountability in the community of like being welcoming to new players and like calling out bad behavior and like everyone being nice to each other at the beginning of Fab. It was really emphasized, and it was like like a point of pride in the Flesh and Blood community that they were, more welcoming than Magic.
I love it. That's great. Yeah, I was surprised to see so many women, but I was very pleased about it. We love women playing card game.
Of course. Yeah, when I just missed top 8, like the first thing I did was like scan the other 8 names and I saw like Kayla. I was like, okay, a woman made top 8, so I don't have to, I don't feel as bad about not making top 8.
Perfect. Yeah. No, I get it. I like seeing the representation for sure.
Hmm.
I noticed during my buy that there was a guy taking pictures, like a lot of pictures.
Intensely taking pictures, like very, almost intrusively taking pictures.
Yeah, and my thought was like, man, I wish I was sitting over there because I'm another woman and we could see more women. Too bad I'm on my buy right now.
True. I know, because he was like really like in my space, like taking pictures when me and my opponent finished the game. So we were like entering our results like on our phone. He's like taking pictures of us on our phones, like we're not even playing.
I noticed you're during that round you're next to Kayla. She
Mm-hmm.
was like a diagonal from you. So 2 girls, 1 shot.
Wow,
2 women in 1 shot.
staying in. Um,
Ah.
so one thing I had a note to talk to you about was best of 3. We don't play a lot of best of 3. None of our leagues play best of 3, which we love. How'd you feel about playing best of 3?
I actually thought it was fine. I did not have any time concerns at all. I don't know if that's because I played 2 of a similar deck like against me. Because I know there were some draws around us because they just didn't have time to finish their games.
There were a ton of tables going to time. I did not go to time one single round. You know what was hard? There was no timer for us visible.
No. I just kept kind of glancing at my watch, being like, when is 50 minutes gonna be elapsed?
Like, I don't have a strong enough sense of time. I had no idea at any point of my rounds what time it was going to be over. I had a lot of like spare time the first 2 or 3 rounds. So it's like finally I'm like, okay, I know the pace we're going. I know we're fine because of past experience. But yeah, it was weird.
I noticed other places had clocks. Where was our
Yeah,
clock?
I don't know.
Are they so rare that we have to only give them to the bigger games? The clock.
Best of three is tiring though. Because, like, I know our one friend Jen, she ended up dropping after 3 rounds. Because it's just a slog.
Totally legit. Well, yeah, if you have to play the 3 every time, which I did all 2 times, yeah, it's a lot.
Of my 6 rounds, guess how many went to the third game?
I think only like 3 of them, 4 of them,
Five.
5 of them.
5 of them went to game 3.
Phew. Yeah.
And it's like, it was very clear to me the value of the best of 3, because as I mentioned, every once in a while I'd miss my 2-drop and it was crippling because I didn't have a 1-drop. But it's a long day.
It is.
Because, like, 6 rounds, potentially 18 games. I played 17 games.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I don't know if I have that in me.
I had fun, though. I thought it was so much fun. I met so many cool people.
I had a lot of fun too. And it was also really nice hanging out with our friends. And I say they're my friends too, Katie. They were yours, but I'm borrowing them.
They can be both of our friends.
Nice. I think that, I mean, if I was there by myself, like, I think I'd had a nice time, like looking at booths and stuff. But I don't know. It's really nice having people to talk to in between and being like, how'd your games go? Blah, blah, blah. That's just nice. Nice little community.
100%. That's like one of the nicest things about, like having this, like, other friends go with you to these events is like you get to catch up between rounds and it's a nice little fun thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. I liked it. I would do it again.
Would you?
And I probably will. And I'll probably do better with my deck.
Will you please let me help you next time?
Yeah, sure.
Let me lend you some stuff?
Yeah.
So you would play at a competitive event again. That was your experience after today.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that scary. I thought it would be scarier than it was. It was fine. I had a nice time.
Can we talk about our friend Amber's experience a little bit?
Please.
Because I thought that was really interesting because her experience was similar to my first competitive events where she didn't get her first win until very, very late. So for the most part, she was at the bottom tables. And after 3 rounds, we had a lot of drops. After round 4, we had more drops and so on and so forth. Amber kept playing. Amber played until the end. And I was talking to her about it afterwards, and she was like, yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like, everyone, like, down there was just, like, being nice and chatting. And because it was, like, the same couple of people at the bottom, they were, like, all becoming friends, and they, like, all knew each other because they kept, like, hanging out at the bottom tables. And she said it was, like, nice and fun.
That sounds lovely.
And that is my experience from some of my earlier tournaments as well, as I would be at the bottom tables, but I'd keep playing. And it's like, you do keep seeing the same people. You're all like joking around because there's nothing on the line. Like you're out of it for cash.
Right. Yeah, there's something like nice and relaxing about that. Sounds nice.
But I will say I did ask her if she would do it again.
And what'd she say?
No.
Oh, Amber!
No. But I thought her explanation made perfect sense. And guess who would give a similar explanation is Jedi Geek Girl. Because Amber was like, I have that much fun at League for free. And today I had to pay $35 for that fun. And guess what? We all walked away with nothing. Like,
True.
We all paid $35 and got nothing. If I had scored 1 position higher, an 8th, I would have won $50, but I paid $35. So I earned $15. And it's like, I don't know, like something about that just feels like so blah.
I totally get it. I agree. I am a big fan of participation trophies. Like, again, doesn't have to be a trophy. Anything. Even a sticker that said SCG Con Pittsburgh. Anything.
Promo. Just give me a promo. They're so cheap to print. And I can throw that promo in my binder and do the little note on it that's like SCG Con Pittsburgh. And it's like such a nice little souvenir. I can like put it up. Like, I totally understand not wanting to do a tournament that's cash prizes only. Totally understand.
Yeah, for sure. No, I didn't even think about the money aspect of it. Because I mean, I played 2 rounds and had to buy, so I spent $35 to play 6 games of Lorcana.
Right? Doesn't that feel stupid?
Like,
Like,
I don't regret doing it though. Like I had a nice time, and I don't know. It was cool to see the environment, and so yeah, I get it. I would do it again, even though, but I'm frivolous.
well, and we were in a beautiful convention center. Like I expect to have to pay some money for that experience. I would just love to have a little card to come away with after.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I would love to come away with anything. Um, slightly tangent. Um, my husband came with us, but didn't play. But he had like a great time. He bought some things for Toonie, and he found some Lord of the Rings magic cards, even though he doesn't play magic, and he bought them, and he just had a great time. And he ate waffle fries, and he was just having a good time. And
I love that. That makes me so happy. Yeah, he was like showing off his Lord of the Rings card. I was like, that looks really cool. It doesn't even look like a card.
Yeah, he was really excited about it. I told him to go on eBay, see if he can find more. That could be his little thing. Also, this is unrelated, but there was a woman there with like a teeny tiny baby. Did you see her?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, she had like, honestly, that baby was like pretty newborn, like under 2 months old. Very cute. Yeah, I saw her playing Lorcana like casually, just with people, which I thought was neat. And I ended up talking to her because I can't resist babies. And she is a mother of 3. And I was very excited for her that she was here. And even though she had her little tiny peanut with her, and she was just here to play Lorcana. And I was like, that's so sweet.
I love that. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. I want to start bringing my baby to League.
Your youngest would be so chill.
I know he would.
Do we have card reveals we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about highlights or do we want to skip them?
There was a couple I liked. We don't necessarily have to talk about them.
Yeah, talk about them if you remember. I'm going to scroll through them on my phone.
So I've been like obsessed with the last 2 Yzma drops.
Right? The last one is so good. Like literally my mouth fell open when I saw the latest Yzma.
Love it. Scary beyond all reason. Obsessed. And back when I used to play Amethyst, I was a huge fan of my Yzmas. I used to peek at cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I wondering if I'm going to be an Emerald Amethyst player.
I love that for
after
you.
next patch, because I really want to incorporate Daisy. So Emerald would be fun with Amethyst as well. I actually do have an Emerald Amethyst deck currently, but it desperately needed tweaks. So because it was like truly a villains deck, not like anything intelligent. But I took it out of its sleeves because I need my sleeves for our starter deck tournament next week.
Oh, good point. Can I tangent on these sleeves?
Please.
You got us custom Dragon Shield Live Laugh Lorcana sleeves. What is up with those corners? How are they so sharp? I literally have cuts on my fingers.
I have not experienced that, but I don't like the way they shuffle.
The corners are so sharp. Like I literally can count 4 like cuts on my fingers from those sleeves.
That's I haven't experienced that. That's really funny. I've been using them longer though, so maybe mine are not as sharp.
Yeah. And mine are like brand new and fresh. And I played 17 games with them and just cut up my hands.
It's like when you trying to break in a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
That's so funny. No, I have also Dragon Age matte sleeves, which you gave me. I don't like those either. I'm thinking of maybe trying some katanas. I don't know.
4 Horsemen, who I love to support, carries Game Genic sleeves, and those shuffle very nice. They don't last as long as Dragon Shield, but I love their shuffle.
Yes, somebody mentioned this to me. Who was it? Was it the guy sitting next to us? I don't remember, but I would like to try those because I'm not happy with my sleeves currently. And I thought it was just like, this is how sleeves are. But like when I cut other people's decks, I'm like, oh, that feels so much better than mine.
Every time you do that, like ask them what sleeves they're using.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna for that. Gonna try
I,
the Angenics. I might pick up some katanas too, just see what I like. I mean, sleeves aren't that expensive, and I'll definitely use them.
I also didn't anticipate how embarrassing it would be to wear your own swag, essentially, because like 5 people like were like, "Oh, I love your sleeves. Where did you get them?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, they're Dragon Shield Custom. Oh, it's the name of a podcast I do with my sister." But then I also just felt like a jerk that was like pushing my podcast on people, which was not my intention.
I don't think it's pushing if they ask. But we did have stickers. Somebody came up to us and recognized us, and we gave them a sticker.
Yeah, I wish we could have talked to that guy more. He was really cool.
He was really cool. I was going to ask if you played him. I did not.
No, he was next to me at one point, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
He seemed very nice. And he had cool hair.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
I did notice.
Okay. I'm just asking. You don't always. Did you know who Andy Richter was?
Yeah, of course. I have often said I'm the Andy Richter of groups because I never bring an interesting thought to a conversation, but I can riff off of other people's.
That's hilarious. I love that. That's really funny. Keep that.
Okay.
That's a real. I'm the Andy Richter.
No, I think
maybe in real life, but on this show, I'm the Andy Richter.
I do a lot of preparation for this show, but
on this show, you're Conan. I'm Andy Richter.
Okay, back to reveals.
Sorry.
Oh, no. I tangented.
You did. Oh, also, Winnie the Pooh having a think. Yeah, he is. He's having a think. Look at him just having a think. So cute. Love that.
I mean, so much of this art is stunning. I don't even know where to start. But we should talk about that the 7 dwarves were revealed.
Has it been that long since we did a podcast?
They were released the day after we recorded. And if you line up the art behind all the dwarves, it's actually one artwork that they had cut into 7, which is so cool.
Yes. And on the Illuminator's stream on Monday, they were interviewing Kendall about his art. And that was his idea.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
I love that.
So cool. But I agree with you that I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a swole dwarf. They're all just kind of mediocre. Like, we need a Floodborn Dobie. Please give us a Floodborn Dobie that's going to have a huge dwarf playoff. Like, I need it.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. There's no incentive to play them all.
Yeah. And like, they need to modify the rules to add like an Exodia like clause regarding the dwarves.
Well, I'm going to pretend there's one.
Absolutely. If you assemble all 7 dwarves, auto win. Game over.
Officially brought to you by us and not Ravensburger.
If you get all 7 and your opponent is like, no, you haven't won yet, you call a judge. Because it really should be.
Yeah. Well, we believe you won, even if nobody else does.
Other notable things is we learned that they can do multiple song cards for the same song because we saw Teeth and Ambitions when we already have a Be Prepared.
Teeth and Ambitions are bad. Be prepared. Love Scar.
And then we also got Let the Storm Rage On when we already have Let It Go.
Oh, I also thought the art for Hold Still was so sweet. That's such a great scene in that movie.
I mean, all of this art, like, I can't even, like, I'm looking at it right now, like, Jiminy Cricket, so good. Peter Pan Shadow,
love it. So
good. Like, all of these are just incredible. We finally got our Zootopia cards. That was exciting.
Yes, very cute.
Oh my gosh, Blue Fairy, another art I am obsessed with.
It's so pretty. So good. I love that one as well. Oh, sidebar, back to SCG Con. So one really fun thing I enjoyed was seeing, because I have not seen Enchanteds in person other than like the one I have, but like they were selling them there. It was like so cool to look at all of them just like lined up together. It's like, oh my God, I want it.
I am up to 3 enchanted because we bought one from Jen and I opened 2. But now I have 3 colors, and I'm just like Emerald, Steel, Amber. Those are the 3 I'm missing, and I'm like, do I just go and get them?
I don't know. They are really pretty. They're really, really good. And like some I had literally not seen before. So that was really exciting.
In person, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, wow, these are nice.
I was playing a guy during the 1K, slammed down 2 enchanted big tanks in his deck. He was playing with them.
That's awesome. I love that for him. That man is not a coward.
And I was like, I have 3 enchanteds and they're all great. And he's like, the only one worth grading is the Elsa.
He's not wrong, because that card sells for $650. And then spacebar, spacebar, spacebar. The next one's like the Bell at $320, and then the rest of them are like under $200.
Yeah. But like it'll protect them forever.
Yeah.
Also, Jeff in our Discord made the interesting point, and because we got them graded, they are time stamped, so you can verify they are from the first printing based on the timestamp of when they're graded.
Oops. Should have graded my Maui. Also, this is more me looking at stuff at the TCG Con. Also saw a ton of foils that I've never seen before. Have you seen foil Zeus, Katie?
I think so.
It's insane. His like lightning bolts and eyes glow when you turn it.
Ooh.
It's so good. I was like, I want that just to have.
I think this week I'm going to try to organize all my Lorcana cards and see what I have. Okay, hang on. Reveals. We did get a sardine can.
I loved that. And it's so cute.
So we did get something from Rescuers, right? That's from Rescuers.
Love that. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I want a Bianca so bad. Bianca's such an icon.
It's true. I guess the one other thing I'll say is that new Alice, that quest for 4 extra lore if she has 10 attack or higher. And also she gives your other characters support. I'm so excited to build around.
Love, 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 love.
And then, yeah, news-wise, restocks are happening. Stores are finally getting their Chapter 1 restocks. I had multiple opportunities to order a box this week, and that was really exciting.
Isn't that fabulous?
It is. And keep your eyes on our socials because we might have a box to give away.
Box giveaway. Bow, 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 bow.
So I don't know if we should do a box or like maybe 4 6-pack winners. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it.
I think that might be more desirable for people, but maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Like a box is more exciting, but like
4 winners is more fun.
Yeah. Because I was thinking we could maybe just do like 2 from Twitter because that's our biggest audience, 1 from Instagram, and just pick 1 from the Discord.
I love that. Yeah, let's do that. We don't care what you think.
Okay. That's how our giveaway will work. So if you want to enter in multiple places, go for it.
Yeah, we don't care. But also, we have fabulous Live Laugh Lorcana stickers now, so you'll also get one of those.
Great point.
Or if you just want one, you can DM us your address and we'll send you one. Or 2. Or a couple. I don't care.
Good point. And I should point out that the reason we can give away a box is because it was donated by Greentree Sports Cards in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is the most wonderful LGS. The shop owner is incredible.
He's the nicest guy. We love John.
And the most generous, borderline insane on how generous he is, guy ever. So
I love John. We're inviting him to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, absolutely.
John, you have an invite. And you can also be Kieran's godfather if you want.
Open invitation.
Just think about it. I don't know.
We'll see if he listens. We'll see if he
I know
listens.
he doesn't listen to our podcast, does he? He listened to our first one. That's the last I heard.
I don't know. I really don't know.
John, listen to us.
I'll probably tag him in this one, so he might listen to this one.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. We have listener questions to get to. You ready?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
This is from the Legend of Zenga. I have a question. I am currently playing Lorcana and devoting a lot of my free time to content creation, but I'm also trying to play Flesh and Blood and One Piece. The problem is I don't have the time in the day to put enough hours into each game to get good at any of them. This means at the moment Lorcana wins my time and the other two take a back seat. My question is, how do you have time to play other games that involve your brain and repetitions with the deck you built while still remaining competitive at all of them, or is that just a pipe dream?
This would actually be a great question for your husband who does put in time with multiple games and you know, does fairly well with all of them. I think that is pipe dream for me personally. Not gonna happen. I am barely competent in Lorcana. I can't see me being able to do more than that.
I think everybody is going to have a different answer to this question. My answer is I barely have time to be competitive at one game, and content creation takes most of my time for this game. So I'm just never going to be competitive. And that's okay because I have a demanding job. I need 7.5 hours of sleep a night. And, I go insane if I don't exercise. So a lot of things have to take a back seat.
That's legit. How does Josh do it?
Josh will also say he can only be competitive at one game. He was going through a phase where he played 4 games casually, but now he's kind of thinking about focusing on Flesh and Blood competitively again, I think. I think there are people who can competitively play multiple games. I think like Pat, our local, is one of them. There are some people who can do it. I honestly think they're a minority, like an extreme minority. I would argue it's a minority of people that can be competitive at one game.
I would agree. I just don't have it in me. I'm not very disciplined.
I'm the most disciplined, but there are just so many other things in life.
Yeah, I get it.
Can't do it. So, sorry. Our answers.
Sorry, answers are useless.
All right. We have another question from Magic Carp. Carp. Would you rather cards in the structure deck be exclusive for their first printing? Do you know what I mean when I say structure deck?
Like the starter decks.
Some games have, decks you can buy that aren't necessarily designed for starters. So structure is kind of a more general term. Mm-hmm. But should those cards be in that deck and nowhere else? You can't open them in packs. What do you think?
Honestly, I kind of love that. I don't know if that's a crazy thought, but I think that's kind of neat. I don't know. Especially in starter decks. I think starter decks should have a card that you can kind of only get there. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know. I'd encourage people to get them. And I'm a big fan of starter decks in general. I think it's just such a great way to pick up and play. And also a great way to just accumulate a lot of cards, in the same colors. So you can obviously easily have a deck. I don't know. I'm a big fan. I think that'd be cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about this. So my Lorcana journey started with us getting 4 starter decks, 2 of which were Steel Sapphire. So obviously that Aurora is foil in the starter deck and it's super rare. And every time I open a pack with that is my super rare, I am immeasurably disappointed.
That's legit.
So I would say if people are regularly going to be playing with structure decks, that is a good idea. The question is, how often are we going to play with structure decks? Because for Flesh and Blood, I bought a starter deck when I started and then never bought another structure deck. But if it's going to be every pre-release, our pre-release, our release weekend event at both stores, it is going to be a starter deck tournaments. So then people will be buying structure decks and you do kind of want them to be exclusive.
Yeah. If there's a structure decks with each release, I'm going to get all of them.
Oh, really? Even if you can get all the cards in packs, you will still...
I just love that as a fun starting point. Maybe because I'm not much of a deck builder. Mm-hmm. I think it's really because I started with an Amber Amethyst starter deck, and I made changes to that. I built from that. A lot of the Amber combo I had back then is still the Amber combo I have now. So I love them.
Yeah, I like the structure deck tournaments too.
So fun.
Yeah, like it's like you go in, everyone's kind of on an even playing field because you're like on the same
Absolutely.
starter deck. Like, so if that's going to be a regular thing, then I say, yeah, make them exclusive.
I love that. That's great.
Can I tell one tangent story though?
Yeah.
There is a product in Flesh and Blood called Classic Battles, and it's like 2 starter decks, and there are a couple exclusive cards, and one of them is like a really turned out to be a really really good card in the meta that goes for like $30. That single card on its own. One of the stores I went to, I know like people bought a bunch of those, took out the card that was really good and then donated the like leftover decks to the store, and so they were just there for like new players to play with.
Oh,
So
that's
like
kind of cute.
that is kind of cute. It's weird because it was like it motivated people to buy up this deck that was intended as a starter product. But the effect that they had left over, basically starter decks that were missing, this one card, is good.
For sure. That's cool.
Okay. Another question from our fish friend. Out of the Toon Disney block of shows, which would you like to see be adapted into Lorcana?
So this is a hard question for us specifically because we did not have Disney Channel until we were older. We did not really grow up with these shows. I mean, what other shows? We got Goof Troop, DuckTales, Rescue Rangers. I don't know what else.
Those were the ones I recognized and wrote down. And a lot of the shows were like in syndication actually on that Toon.
Yeah.
Recess was on the list. Pepper Ann.
I remember Recess.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think I'd recognize Pepper Ann if I saw her, but I remember that being a show.
We watched Recess in syndication for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I want the DuckTales theme song. Lots of cards for that.
That'd be fun. It's a bop.
That song might be my Roman Empire. I don't know.
I
I think about that song a lot. It's so good.
I think Scrooge McDuck is such a great character, and there's no doubt that we'll see him eventually anyway.
Darkwing Duck, I don't know if I've ever seen it, but it looks cool.
I haven't ever seen it, which is funny because Cody loves Darkwing Duck, and so does Cole, Cody's friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about it all the time, and they like always give each other Darkwing Duck gifts and stuff. And I'm just like, I know what he looks like. I've never watched this show. One really cute thing from Chippendale Rescue Rangers is Gadget. She's like cute little girl power engineer. Super cute.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And she's really cute.
Can I just read some of the answers in our Discord since we've been so bad at answering this question?
Yeah.
Jedi Geek Girl wants Darkwing Duck, Bonkers, and DuckTales. RVP Matt wants House of Mouse.
Oh, I remember that show.
Toony Fish wants Gummy Bears. Christian wants Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Gummy Bears. Magikarp wants Gargoyles, Mighty Ducks, and Kim Possible.
Impossible. See, we were more, once we had cable with Disney Channel, we had like Kim Possible, Proud Family. Like those were the cartoons I recall.
Yeah, and they eventually ran in syndication on Toon Disney, apparently.
There you go. Can I tell you one thing real fast? Sorry. I was just looking at Gadget Hack Wrench, and some news outlets have reported that there is a religious cult in Russia that worships Gadget Hack Wrench as an idol.
That makes sense. She seems great.
Yeah, but anyway, continue.
This question is from Jedi Geek Girl. If you could turn a live-action Disney film into an original animated film, which one would it be and why? Your answer has to be a Disney proper film, so no Marvel, Star Wars, etc., and cannot be a live-action film that was previously an animated film.
I had a lot of trouble with this question.
Me too.
I had a lot of thoughts. So my first instinct, for whatever reason, was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would kind of be fun. But the acting in that film is actually surprisingly good as live action.
It is fantastic.
Like, very solid film.
Doesn't mean I wouldn't want to see it as animated. I wasn't sure if that was cheating since that came from a ride, but
oh, I don't know. The other one that I think would lend itself extremely well to an animated feature is Mary Poppins.
So I was thinking I haven't seen that many Disney original live action. And Mary Poppins is one. Duh.
What about The Rookie?
Also a good movie.
But why would you want that animated? Anyway, go ahead.
Do you want to hear my list?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting here racking my brain like an idiot trying to think of an original live action Disney movie, and I write down Parent Trap. So.
I love that, honestly. That's a great answer.
And Parent Trap as an animated movie.
Why not? That'd be a cute TV show, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you for not making fun of my terrible answer.
Yeah, you don't necessarily think about Disney live action movies.
My head did immediately go to like Disney Channel original and was like High School Musical.
Yeah. Xenon.
Xenon. Oh yes, Xenon.
That'd be really cute.
Xenon actually is wonderful. Like the in space thing, that would go good in animation.
They can do a lot more effects, I think, really make us believe she's in space more than they did.
Absolutely. And what about that song? That song is like so
zoom,
good.
zoom, zoom, make a hot go boom, boom, my supernova girl.
Yeah.
It's a bop. Cheetah Girls, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Brink.
So many good ones.
Wow. Those were a lot of answers.
I don't know if Disney Channel originals count, but
they should, because those would lend themselves pretty well.
Really well.
Now, let's talk about our featured creator.
Our featured creator is LaserGaming. LaserGaming is a YouTube channel that features casual in-person gameplay. See, this is why I don't trust the YouTube algorithm, because I didn't even know about this channel until one of their team, Sarah, joined our Discord, which is crazy because this is the exact kind of content that I was seeking out. But they do a lot of gameplay videos with theme decks. So like I just watched a Pirates versus Magic game and a Villains versus Princess game. And they also started to play games with some of our newly spoiled cards. It's just like a really super fun gameplay channel to follow.
Love that. We have been looking for that.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a huge gap we wanted to fill, and it's being filled and we didn't know.
Yeah. The YouTube algorithm, I don't trust it at all. I feel so bad for you YouTube creators because the algorithm is garbage.
100%. So be sure to check out LaserGaming on YouTube.
All right. I think that's all we have for today.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram and on YouTube for this, but on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and come join our Discord and hang out with us if you want to be our friend.
Yep. And remember, until next time, live, laugh, and lore.